Hello and welcome to the info session for the Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science and Sport and Exercise Management. I'm Lee Wallace, the Course Director of Sport and Exercise.
And I'm Libby Pickering-Rodriguez, Lecturer in Sport and Exercise. Today we're going to run through an overview of the courses and what it's like to study at UTS. Let's get started.
Sport and Exercise is a professional field dedicated to the teaching, training and business of sport and exercise.
So why do students choose to study Sport and Exercise at UTS? Well, if you're studying the Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science, you'll find an applied focus and a science-based context. You'll learn to manage, plan out sport and exercise activities in health, rehabilitation, sport and event contexts. And you'll learn to assess, prescribe and deliver exercise. Whereas if you're choosing the Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Management degree, you'll have more of a blend of sport and business subjects, although you'll still have several common subjects with sport and exercise science, and you'll learn to manage the experience of clients and athletes.
The Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science is studied over 3 years. You can choose the Exercise Science major, is accredited by ESSA, or you can choose no major and keep your elective choices flexible. The Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science with an exercise therapy major is a competitive program. It offers a guaranteed pathway to the UTS Master of Physiotherapy. It is a 3 years full-time degree, followed by a 2 years full-time master's degree. It's guaranteed entry into the UTS Master of Physiotherapy, but it's subject to maintaining a credit average in your degree and completing a successful internal interview. The Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Management is also offered 3 years full-time. The Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science and Management can both be combined with a Bachelor of Arts in International Studies and is a 5-year program. In the combined degree, you'll study language and cultural subjects and study overseas for a 4th year of your degree. There's also an option to study Sport and Exercise Science with a Bachelor of Creative Intelligence and Innovation, and this is a 4-year program. In the combined degree, you'll study subjects in winter and summer as well. These subjects and projects offer an additional focus on innovation, creative and entrepreneurial skills and outcomes. So some students choose to study both the Sport and Exercise Science and the Sport and Exercise Management. And when you do this, it's only a 4-year degree. And the reason for this is because there's quite a number of overlapping subjects. But in order to do this, at the end of the first degree, you need to apply for the second degree through UAC.
Your learning experience will be facilitated by our outstanding team of sport and exercise academics who are expert in their fields and have extensive industry experience. We even have 3 National Teaching Award recipients among our group. As a sport and exercise student, you will learn in a number of different ways. You will experience blended learning for subject content, where you'll have a mixture of face-to-face delivery, such as lectures, and online delivery, such as interactive modules. Sport and exercise subjects will also involve on-campus tutorials and lab classes, where you'll get hands-on experience with specialised equipment and learn the practical skills relevant to our field. You'll have a chance to work collaboratively with your classmates during tutorials and labs, and also in group projects. This is a great way to network, meet new friends, and learn collaboration skills, which are essential in any workplace. Of course, university will also involve some independent study, which may include working through online modules, academic reading, preparing for face-to-face classes, or revising course content. One aspect of the sport and exercise degrees that students look forward to a lot is the professional practicum and internship program that is integrated into your 3rd year of study. This is where you'll get some professional experience and learn how to put your knowledge into practice. And finally, your university experience won't be complete without opportunities to engage in university life. Our students enjoy a wide range of extracurricular activities, such as clubs, societies, sport teams, and events on campus. Some of the course content you'll learn includes subjects in anatomy, biomechanics, exercise physiology, strength and conditioning and prescription, nutrition and psychology, rehabilitation, and subjects involving exercise assessment, prescription and delivery. And of course, our management students will also include subjects such as management in sport and sport marketing and media. When you study sport and exercise at UTS, you'll be studying in our amazing facilities at Moore Park, which are in the heart of an elite sporting precinct. We've got a number of labs, both teaching and research labs. We've got our exercise physiology labs, which are equipped with treadmills, exercise bikes, rowing machines, as well as a range of devices and apparatus to assess physiological responses to exercise. We've also got our biomechanics lab, where we have integrated motion analysis systems, which allow us to quantify movement and measure the forces produced during exercise. Students in biomechanics classes will get hands-on experience with various movement analysis tools and have access to specialised software in order to analyse that data and understand what it means. We've also got a skill acquisition and motor control lab. This space is used for measuring and developing perceptual cognitive skills in high-performance athletes and officials. Our indoor sports hall is a favourite amongst a lot of our students. Not only is it used for some casual sporting experiences, but can also be used for practical teaching, and we can convert it to a number of different courts, including basketball, netball and volleyball. We also have our body composition lab, which has our DEXA machine in it, and DEXA is dual energy X-ray machine. And this allows us to measure bone density, muscle content and fat content. And of course we have our exercise resistance training room. And this is where students who are studying strength and conditioning and exercise prescription can practice their skills with our free weights, resistance training machines, power rigs, pull-up bars, etc. And of course, on the top level of our building, we have our rooftop running track. And this has excellent views to the city, including the UTS campus in the city. Our sport and exercise students will spend time at both the Moore Park and the Central campus, with lectures and tutorials scheduled in both locations. It's really easy to travel between the campus. You've got either a 10-minute bus or light rail ride from Central with a short walk, or if you prefer a bit of fresh air and sunshine, it's just a 25-minute walk between the two campuses.
Practical experience is at the core of this UTS degree. As a sport and exercise student, you'll undertake practicum or an internship lasting 140 hours in your final year of study. We've got a dedicated internship team designed to help support your placement within that organisation and help match you with your career interests. On the screen, there's a lot of past placements, just to give you an idea of the type of organisation that you could be working with. Our staff have extensive links in a variety of organisations, both here in Sydney and around the world. And you'll benefit from these connections with guest lectures, case studies, research and placement opportunities.
You might find studying at university very different from what you've experienced in the past, especially if you're coming straight from high school. So UTS has a whole lot of resources available to support you and to help you succeed. We always recommend that you seek these out early to make the most of your time here. So for example, we've got the Student Centre. You can access the Student Centre physically on campus or online. And this is where you'll go for guidance on any or all of your student matters. We've also got our Help Centre, which offers support, self-help resources on writing, presentation, speaking, assignment skills, and a whole lot more. The UTS Timetable Planner helps students create their class timetables for the whole year ahead. You can view the available classes from as early as October of the previous year. This helps you to plan your year ahead and so that you know what to expect. You also have access to an online learning portal. All of our subjects are taught in some sort of blended mode, including a mix of online study and face-to-face classes. By accessing your online learning portal, you'll have access to subject resources, and you'll also have spaces where you can interact in a virtual space with your classmates and your teachers. The UTS Library offers open and accessible library services, spaces and collections, and extensive online materials for all students. The graduate outcomes are very important to us, so we've carefully curated our courses to ensure graduates are equipped with the knowledge and skills to succeed in the workplace. You can see the sport and exercise graduate attributes are listed on the screen here, and we've designed our subjects and the course as a whole to ensure that you achieve these attributes. You can go in many different directions with a sport and exercise degree. For example, sport and exercise science graduates may look at careers in the sport industry or the health and fitness industry. Sport and exercise management graduates may also look at careers in the sport industry and the health and fitness industry, but they'll probably have more of a focus on management and organisational careers.
Many students choose to study sport and exercise in undergraduate in preparation for postgraduate degrees. All degrees can prepare you for a Master of High Performance Sport here at UTS. The Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science with Exercise Science or Exercise Therapy major provides a pathway to a Master of Applied Exercise Physiology. For physiotherapy, there are a number of pathways depending on which course you choose to ensure you've completed the required prerequisites. For the Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Management and the Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science, you'll need to pick certain electives to ensure that you've met these prerequisites.
If you're enrolled in the Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science with an Exercise Therapy major, the electives are pre-selected for you, and this version of the course is a guaranteed pathway into the UTS Master of Physiotherapy, pending you maintain a credit average in your undergraduate degree and also pending a successful internal interview. There are limited spaces in the exercise therapy major, so this makes it very competitive, and it can also mean that the selection rank is higher for this particular course. Of course, as prospective students, you're probably interested in what some of our past students are doing now that they've graduated. Our UTS Sport and Exercise graduates have gone on to some really exciting and successful careers in the field. Here's a few examples of what some of our alumni have gone on to do. So as you can see, our alumni are working in areas such as professional sports teams, sporting institutes, the media and allied health professions.
Year 12 school leavers, or those students who have gone on a gap year, are assessed solely on their selection rank. Non-recent school leavers or mature age students compete for a place based on academic merit from previous qualifications. So make sure you head over to the UTS website for everything you need to know on how to apply. And importantly, submit your application online at uac.edu.au before the end of September to ensure your application is processed in time for the UTS first round offers. We'll now hear from some of our current sport and exercise students.
I chose to study sport and exercise science for the myriad of opportunities that it provides in the sport and exercise industry. I thought that it was a fantastic platform of a degree that would lead to so many different opportunities. It's not like I had to make a decision straight away, which has been amazing.
So I had the idea that I wanted to work somewhere in sport, but I wasn't too sure which one. So by studying this degree, it provided me a great insight into the science and management sides, and then when I got to my third year, I was able to correlate my electives in order to decide which pathway I want to follow.
For me, I knew this degree was the right choice for me because I wanted to get into sport medicine, particularly physiotherapy. I saw that I was able to complete those requirements to become a physiotherapist.
What I really like about studying at UTS is that sport and exercise science is on its own campus, so it feels a lot more like school. You sort of know everyone a little bit more and you get to know your lecturers and academics.
I feel so at home and so blessed to be able to come into this building every single week and study in the amazing classrooms with the brilliant technology that we have at our fingertips.
I think this provides like a unique opportunity both here in Australia and in the world to learn your trade and then, you know, both in the precinct of where eventually most of us want to end up in.
The academics are really well connected, and so they're quite well known in the sports industry, which really helps you when you're getting your internships or when you are looking for work after university. I feel in sports science it's not always about what you know, it's about who you know, and that's more important now than ever.
Thanks for joining our info session.
We hope to see you all at UTS next year.